Have you ever wondered why Adolf Hitler killed and hated the Jewish people? Was it because the Jews killed his parents or murdered his lover? Here is the story behind Adolf Hitler's massacre of the Jewish people. The early 20th century, Europe trembled. War drums echoed across nations, economies shattered like glass, and political rivals clawed at each other for power. In this storm of chaos walked a gaunt, restless figure, a failed artist named Adolf Hitler, drifting through the cold streets of Vienna. His dreams of painting were dead. Nights were spent in shelters, days scraping for survival. And there, in the shadowed corners of Vienna's cafes and newsstands, he found the poison that would consume him: anti-Semitic propaganda. It was everywhere. Newspapers screaming about Jewish conspiracies, pamphlets blaming Jews for the decay of morality, speeches depicting them as hidden rulers of banks and governments. To Hitler, these were not lies. They were revelations. 1914, World War I explodes. Hitler becomes a soldier, fighting for Germany in the mud and fire of the Western Front. But in 1918, Germany collapses. Defeat brings humiliation and rage. In that bitterness, a myth spreads like wildfire. The Dolch das Legende, the stab-in-the-back legend. It claimed Germany was betrayed from within, especially by Jews and leftists. Hitler clung to it as if it were gospel, his hatred solidifying into purpose. By the early 1920s, Germany was a broken, starving nation. Hyperinflations ate through savings, and desperation gripped the streets. In 1925, Hitler put his venom into ink, publishing Mein Kampf, a manifesto that branded Jews as parasites and declared they must be eliminated for the Aryan race to survive. It was no mere rant. It was a blueprint for genocide. On January 30th, 1933, Hitler seized the chancellorship. Overnight, prejudice became law. Jews were fired, their shops boycotted, their children expelled. The Nuremberg laws of 1935 stripped them of citizenship, banned them from marrying non-Jews, and locked them in a cage of legal isolation. Kristallnacht, November 9th to 10th, 1938. Windows shattered like gunfire. Synagogues became raging infernos. Streets glittered with broken glass as 30,000 Jews were dragged away to camps. Nazi hatred had crossed the threshold. Discrimination was over. Extermination had begun. September 1st, 1939. Germany invades Poland, and millions of Jews fall into Nazi hands. Ghettos become prisons without bars. Starvation, disease, and despair choking the life from entire communities. In 1941, the invasion of the Soviet Union unleashes even greater terror. Einsatzgruppen, Nazi death squads, march from village to village, slaughtering Jews by the tens of thousands. At Babi Yar, Ukraine, over 33,000 people are executed in just 2 days. The earth becomes a graveyard. January 20th, 1942. A villa in Wannsee, Berlin. Around a polished table, high-ranking Nazis calmly plot the murder of every Jew in Europe. The final solution is born. Trains begin to roll, packed so tightly with men, women, and children that breathing becomes a struggle. Their destination: death camps, Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor, Belzec. Upon arrival, many are sent straight to gas chambers disguised as showers. The rest are worked until their bodies give out, or subjected to grotesque experiments by men like Josef Mengele. The rise of Adolf Hitler's hatred toward Jews was not caused by a single personal event, but by a combination of anti-Semitic propaganda, wartime myths, economic turmoil, and extremist ideology.